Hello everyone. In this video we are going to solve the problems from exercise 7 which is from integers chapter. So here is your first question. In a class test containing 15 questions. So teacher put a test for 15 questions, right? So total number of questions are 15. Okay. 4 marks are given for every correct answer. Means if you are going to write an answer correctly, teacher is going to give 4 marks for that answer. Okay. And minus 2 marks are taken away or given for every incorrect answer. Means if you are writing an answer wrong, she is going to put minus 2 marks for that answer. Okay. So what is the condition here? Bharati attempts, what is the first question? Bharati attempts all questions. So she is writing all the questions. She attempted each and every question, means she wrote all 15 answers, but only 9 answers are correct. But she wrote only 9 answers correctly. Then how many answers she didn't write, she wrote incorrectly? Means you should subtract this 9 from 15, then you'll get incorrect answers. Count of the incorrect answers. Now what is our question? What is her total score? Okay, what is her total score? Even though she wrote 9 answers, even though she attempted 15 questions, but only 9 answers are correct. But here the negative marks are given for wrong answers. So she is going to lose some marks. After losing that marks, what is her total score? We need to find out this one. Okay. Now what is our next question? One of her friends, Hema, attempts only 5 questions. So what Hema is doing? She attempted only 5 questions. Even though the exam is for 15 questions, she wrote only 5 question answers. Okay. And all are correct. Okay, whatever she know correctly, she wrote only that one. She wrote 5 questions and she got all these answers correct only. Then if she write only the correct answers, then what is her score? Okay, so the difference between the two questions is Bharati, she wrote 9 correct answers and she wrote some wrong answers also. There will be cutting of marks. But here Hema, she wrote only 5 questions. Then every answer is correct here. Then what will be her score only for this corrected answers? Okay, so let us go to the solution now. So whatever the data is given, let us take that data first. Okay. So total number of questions are 15. We know that the total there are 15 questions, and for each correct answer we'll get 4 marks, and for each incorrect answer we'll lose 2 marks. Means minus 2 marks will be given. Okay. Now what is the first condition? First question is Bharati, she attempted all questions, but only 9 are correct. Right? She wrote all 15 questions. She attempted all these 15 questions, but out of them only 9 are correct. Okay, see children, let me take one example. I gave you 10 chocolates. Okay, I gave you 10 chocolates. What you did means you ate 5 among them. You ate 5 chocolates among them. Then what are the remaining? What you'll do for the remaining chocolates? How many, if I ask you how many chocolates are remaining means, what you'll do, you'll subtract this 5 from 10, right? Then you'll get 5 chocolates. So teacher, there are 5 chocolates remaining. You'll tell in this way, right? So here also, if I want to know how many questions, how many answers she wrote incorrectly means, out of these 15 questions, she wrote 9 answers correctly means, so to get the incorrect answers, you should subtract 9 from 15, right? So you'll get 6. Now you can add and check. 9 plus 6 is 15 questions. So out of 15 questions, 9 she wrote correctly and 6 she wrote incorrectly. Okay. Now here the question is asked to find out the total score of Bharati. Total score means, see, when I give you the papers after examination, if I corrected and give you the papers, what you'll do? You'll count all the marks, right? But here, what I'm giving means, here I gave the marks for correct answers as well as the marks for wrong answers. Okay. Now what you'll do means, first you'll count all the correct answer marks and you'll count all the wrong answer marks and you'll subtract this one from here, right? So here she wrote 9 correct answers, right? Let me take like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, she wrote 9 correct answers and 6 questions she wrote wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, she wrote 6 wrong answers. Okay, now I corrected like this and I put 4 marks here. Okay, here also I corrected and put 4 marks here. Okay, in this way also I gave here, I put wrong and I gave here minus 2 marks. Okay, how will you count now in the test? How will you count when the test papers are given? Will you count like this? 4, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 4, 16. You will not count in this way. How will you count? You should count means first you see how many correct answers are there. You came to know that you got 9 correct answers. So out of these 9 correct answers, these 9 correct answers, each answer is given 4 marks. Means 4 into 9 will be 36 marks. So you got for correct answers 36 marks. Now what about the wrong answers? How many you wrote wrong? You wrote wrong 6 questions you attempted wrongly. Means each question is given minus 2 marks. Right? So you will get minus 12 marks. Now if you want to count the total score, teacher, I got these many marks, put the score here. Okay, so how you'll tell here? Means you should subtract this, because here you losing marks here and here you got positive marks. So you should subtract and you tell that, teacher, I got 24 marks. Okay, so out of how many marks you got 24 marks? That one you should count in this way. 15 questions, each question 4 marks, means 15 fours are 60. Means the test is for 60 marks. Okay, you should, generally I am telling, this is not asked in the question, but if you want to answer like what is the total score, total out of, what is the total marks for the test, means you should do in this way, correct answers into total number of questions. Okay, the same procedure will apply here. So to find out Bharati's score, each answer 4 marks and she wrote 9 correct answers. So I can write 4 into number of correct answers plus minus 2 into number of incorrect answers. So we know that number of correct answers is 4 plus number of wrong answers is 6. So 4 9s 36 minus 12. So 36 minus 12 is 24. So now this is your Bharati score. Even though Bharati attempted 9 correct answers, for 9 correct answers she got 36 marks, but because of this wrong answers she lost 12 marks. Because of attempting the wrong answers she lost 12 marks, so her score decreased to 24 marks. Okay, instead of getting 36 marks she got 24 marks because of this wrong answers. Understood? Now let us talk about Hema. So Hema wrote only 5 questions and all 5 questions are correct. Then there is no option to take the negative marks, right? So each question is 4 marks. So her score will be 4 into number of correct answers. So 4 into 5 is 20. So Hema's score is 20. Here is the next question. A cement company earns a profit of 9 rupees per bag of white cement. Okay, so there is a profit of 9 rupees for 1 bag of white cement and loss of 5 rupees for 1 bag of grey cement. Okay, so here there are 2 types of bags, cement bags. One is white cement bag and one is grey cement bag. Okay, if the company is selling white cement bag, for 1 bag the company is getting profit of 9 rupees, and here for 1 bag of grey cement the company is getting loss of 5 rupees. Okay, now this is our condition. Now what is our first question? The company sells 7,000 bags of white cement. So white cement, how many bags the company sold? 7,000. And here the grey cement bags sold are 6,000 in that particular month, in a month. Okay, so in that particular month the company sold grey cement bags 6,000 and white cement bags 7,000. So what is its profit or loss? Okay, now if the company is going to sell 7,000 bags of white cement which are having profit of 9 rupees for 1 bag and 6,000 bags of grey cement in 1 month having the loss of 5 rupees for 1 bag, does the company is into profit or loss? If so, how much? Okay, the next question. Find the number of white cement bags it must sell to have neither profit nor loss if the number of grey cement bags sold is 5,400. Okay, now here the one more condition is given. Now the company sold the grey cement bags count as 5,400. These many many bags the company sold of grey cement bags. Okay. Now the condition is if grey cement bags are giving loss only, because grey cement bags have loss of 5 rupees for one bag. Means for 5,400 bags you'll get into 5, you'll get one answer. So this much amount is under loss. Now what he asked means, what is the number of white cement bags it must sell to have neither profit nor loss? Means the company don't want any loss and it don't want any profit. It doesn't want any profit or it doesn't want any loss. To avoid the loss, how many white cement bags does company sold? Okay, this is like a business handling. See, the company expected that we should not be under loss as well as we should not be under profit. Okay, even though the gray bags, by selling the gray bags we will be under loss only, but I don't want this loss. I should not be lost or I should not be profit into profits. Then to avoid this loss, how many white cement bags I have to sell? Okay, so that is your question. You need to find out the number of white cement bags so that the company should not be into loss or profit. Okay, so let us solve this problem. So profit on each bag of white cement is 9 rupees and loss on each bag of grey cement is 5 rupees. Okay, this is our condition. Now what is our first question? If company sells 7,000 bags of white cement and 6,000 bags of grey cement, we should find out the overall the company will be into loss or profit. Okay, so for that we'll find out the individual profit and separately the loss amount. Okay, so anyhow for the white cement bags the company is into profit. So for 7,000 bags we'll multiply 7,000 with 9, because for one bag it is for one white cement bag the company is having profit of 9 rupees. So 9 into 7,000 is 63,000 rupees. Okay. Similarly, we'll find out the loss on 6,000 bags of grey cement bags. So 5, each bag loss is 5 rupees. So 5 into 6,000 is 30,000 rupees. Now if you compare these two, profit is more than loss. Okay. When profit is more than loss, automatically the company will be into profits only. Okay. So the net profit or loss will be profit minus loss. So it is 33,000 profit. Okay, so let us solve the next condition. So our next question condition is there should be no loss. Means the company should get no loss or it should not be into profits for selling the 5,400 bags of grey cement. Okay, so here I'll tell you one example, children. Listen. Suppose a shopkeeper is there. He is going to sell ruled books and plain paper books. Okay, so what after selling some books of ruled books, he got loss of 300 rupees in total. Okay, on each books, when he calculated, he came to know that on each book he got 5 rupees loss. Okay, so he got total 300 rupees loss. When he calculated, he came to know that on each book he lost 5 rupees. Means how many books he sold here? Simple, 300 by 5, which is nothing but 60. So by selling 60 ruled books, he got 300 rupees loss. Now here for plain paper books, he is getting the profit of 5 rupees for each book. For each book, he is getting the profit of 5 rupees. Means here how many plain paper books he has to sell so that this loss of 300 rupees will be balanced. Okay, 300 rupees will be balanced means it is nothing but here also we should take the profit of 300 rupees and then we should calculate how many books should be sold so that this 300 will be balanced. Okay, so the same rule is applied here. So here the number of grey cement bags he gave as 5,400 bags. Okay, so here no loss means no profit. No loss means just profit will be equal to loss. Okay, if you got loss on one item, that one you should balance on the another item, right? So similarly here also we are doing the same. Number of grey cement bags is 5,400 and on each grey cement bag we know that it is having a loss of 5 rupees. So total 5,400 bags will have 27,000 rupees of loss. Okay. Now here our question is to find out how many white cement bags to be sold so that this 27,000 rupees will be balanced. Okay. It should be balanced. Okay. Means how many white cement bags we should sold, because we are getting the profit here. So when we are getting profit on one item, we should gain from that item only, right? So here when we are talking about this white cement bags, we should take the amount and we should take the profit on each bag also. Here we told that loss on grey cement bags is 27,000. So it is nothing but equal to profit of white cement bags. So we can write profit on white cement bags equal to 27,000, because the condition is there is no loss. He told that there is no loss, means loss will be equal to profit. So I can take this loss on grey cement bags as my profit on white cement bags. Okay. Only when this happens, only the shopkeeper will not be into loss. Okay. Whenever we are getting loss on one item, we should gain it from another item, right? So for that, the profit, he calculated the profit as 27,000. To get this profit on white cement bags, how many bags he has to sell? Okay. For that, we should know the profit on each bag. So we already know it. So now you can, if you divide these two, you will get the number of white cement bags to be sold. Okay. So we'll get 3,000 white cement bags. So if you sell 3,000 white cement bags, then by selling this 5,400 bags of grey cement and getting the loss, this will be balanced. Okay. So when you are into loss by selling some items, then these items loss should be balanced by selling the profitable items. Okay. So this is the way you should calculate. Here is your third question. The temperature at 12 noon was 10 degrees Celsius above zero. If it decreases at a rate of 2 degrees Celsius per hour until midnight, and at what time would the temperature be 8 degrees Celsius below zero? What will be the temperature at midnight? Okay. So let me recall the question again. At 12 noon means at 12 p.m. the temperature was 10 degrees Celsius. Okay. He gave this condition in this way. At 12 o'clock in the afternoon, the temperature is 10 degrees Celsius. Above zero. So above zero means we should take positive values. Below zero means we should take negative values. Okay. If it decreases at the rate of 2 degrees Celsius per hour until midnight, means until 12 a.m. 12 midnight means till 12 a.m. every hour the temperature is decreasing 2 degrees Celsius. Okay. So at 12 o'clock in the afternoon the temperature is 10 degrees Celsius, and from this 12 o'clock in the afternoon to 12 in the midnight, every 1 hour the temperature is decreasing for 2 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now what is our condition? What is our question means? At what time would the temperature be 8 degrees Celsius below zero? Below zero means the temperature should be minus 8 degrees Celsius. So if for every hour, if the temperature is going on decreasing 2 degrees Celsius, then at what time the temperature will be minus 8 degrees Celsius, and what would be the temperature at midnight? Means by while decreasing the temperature every hour 2 degrees Celsius, and at 12 o'clock in the midnight, the temperature value will be how much? Okay. So this one we will solve by using the number line so that it will be easily solved. So let us take the given data. The temperature at 12 noon was 10 degrees Celsius above zero. So as it is above zero, it will be taken as positive value. Okay. Now next condition he gave that every 1 hour the temperature is decreasing to 2 degrees Celsius. Okay. Till midnight. Okay. From 12 noon to 12 a.m. it is decreasing for 2 degrees, every hour it is decreasing 2 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now our question is at what time the temperature will be minus 8 degrees Celsius? At what time the temperature will be 8 degrees Celsius below zero? Below zero means it is minus 8 degrees Celsius. So to find out this one, we will use a number line. So using number line, we can find out at what time the temperature is minus 8 degrees Celsius. And the question is also, the second question is 12 midnight, at 12 o'clock midnight, what is the temperature? Okay, so this question is also solved using the same number line. So let me take the number line. Here the 10 degrees temperature, the temperature is starting from 10 degrees Celsius, and every 1 hour it is decreasing to 2 degrees Celsius, okay, till midnight. So let me take the temperatures like 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 6, 4, 2, 0 like this, because every 1 hour it is decreasing to 2 degrees Celsius. So here in the bottom of the number line I presented the temperatures, and at the top the timings are indicated. Okay, so at 10 degrees Celsius the time is 12 o'clock, so 12 p.m. okay, so it is decreased to 2 degrees Celsius for 1 hour, means 1 hour means after 12 it is 1 o'clock. Next, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 a.m. Here the condition is until 12 midnight, means 12 a.m. Okay. So here first question is minus 8 degrees Celsius. So if you see here minus 8 degrees, the minus temperature is minus 8 degrees Celsius at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. So I can write at 9 p.m. the temperature is minus 8 degrees Celsius. Now one more question is at 12 a.m. in the midnight, what is the temperature? So it is minus 14 degrees Celsius. So I can write at 12 a.m. the temperature is minus 14 degrees Celsius. So using number line it can be easily solved. Okay. So let us jump to the next question. Here is your fourth question. In a class test, 3 marks are given for every correct answer. Okay. So if you write an answer correctly, you will be given 3 marks, and minus 2 marks are given for every incorrect answer. So if you write any answer wrong, you will get minus 2 marks for that answer. Okay. And no marks for not attempting any question. If you are not attempting any question, if you leave any question, you will get 0 marks for that one. Okay. Now our questions are, Radhika scored 20 marks. If she has got 12 correct answers, how many questions has she attempted incorrectly? Okay. So here one question is like, Radhika scored 20 marks. She got 20 marks. So the total score will be always, it will be the addition of correct answers marks plus wrong answers marks, right? So she got 20 marks, and he also gave that she got 12 correct answers. So she got 12 correct answers. If the total answer correct answers are 12, each answer is given 3 marks. So you will do 12 into 3 plus here minus marks, negative marks are minus 2 for each wrong answer, and here we don't know how many answers she attempted incorrectly. Okay, this one here we have to find out. And next thing, Mohini scores minus 5 marks in this test. Okay, Mohini got minus 5 marks. Okay, though she has got 7 correct answers. So 7 correct answers means 7 into 3 plus minus 2 into, we should here also in this condition we should find out how many incorrect answers they wrote. Okay, so as here the total score is given, we can find out this one by sending this as minus and this minus 2 as division. Okay, so let us start this problem. So let us write the conditions first. Marks for every correct answer equals to 3, and marks for every incorrect answer is minus 2, and for not attempting any question you will get 0 marks. Okay, so let us take the first question. Radhika's score, she got 20 marks. Okay, if her score is 20 marks, it is the addition of both the correct answers marks as well as the wrong answers marks. Okay, so let us take that. So number of correct answers are 12. So if the number of correct answers are 12, so each correct answer is given 3 marks, then her correct answers marks will be 12 into 3, 36. Okay, so this is her total score. This is her correct answer, how many correct answers she wrote. For 12 correct answers, she will get 36 marks. Okay, now to find out the incorrect answers, this is your formula. Total score will be always, it will be addition of correct answers marks plus wrong answers marks. Okay, let us take this formula and apply. Total score we have 20 marks and correct answers marks will be 36. We got 36 here, but as we don't know how many wrong answers she wrote, we will take like this to -2 into number of incorrect answers. If you multiply these two, then only you'll get marks for incorrect answers. Okay, so here 20 minus 36, this will be sent there, minus 36, so equals to -2 into number of incorrect answers. So when you subtract these two, as 36 is big number, you will get the answer in minus. So minus 16 marks. Okay, now here number of incorrect answers we want. So here -2 is multiplying with this. So when it is sent there, it becomes division. Okay, so number of incorrect answers will be minus 16 by -2. Now these two will be cancelled, minus minus cancel, and 2 ones, 2 8s. So you'll get plus 8. Second question is of Mohini's. So Mohini's score is already given in the question, -5 marks. She attempted 7 answers correctly. So for these 7 answers, she'll get 21 marks because each answer is given, each correct answer is given 3 marks. So we'll multiply this, 3 into 7 is 21. Okay, now here we know the total score. So total score will be always equals to addition of correct answers marks plus wrong answers marks. Okay, so we got the correct answers marks as 21. So we don't know this negative answers marks. So if we send this 21 here, it becomes -21. Okay, then we'll get the negative answers marks, right? So -5 minus 21 will be equals to -26, which is the marks for incorrect answers. Okay, now we know already that each incorrect answer is given -2 marks. Okay, now if you divide these two, you'll get number of incorrect answers, right? So number of incorrect answers equals to -26 by -2. So if they cancel, you'll get 13. So 13 questions she attempted incorrectly. Here is the next question. An elevator descends into a mine shaft at the rate of 6 meters per minute. Okay, if the descent starts from 10 meters above the ground level, how long will it take to reach -350 meters? Means, see here an elevator is descending into a mine shaft, means mining will be always done in the underground. Okay, it is starting here. Suppose we are taking this is a ground level. Okay, it is 10 meters above the ground level, and this elevator should reach to a point at -350 meters. Okay, so here the condition to reach this -350 meters under the ground, here the condition is the elevator speed is 6 meters per minute. It is traveling with 6 meters per minute. For 1 minute it is traveling 6 meters. Now the question is given like how much time it will take if it is starting from 10 meters above the ground and to reach below the ground 350 meters. So one thing you should remember, as the elevator is going down, we will take them as negative values. Okay, so total length to be descend, total how much length the elevator should travel, means here it should travel to a point -350 meters, and see here the question is it should start from 10 meters above the ground level and it should reach to a point -350 meters below the ground. Okay, so if the question is asked from 0 degrees from the ground level, means we can take only -350 meters. But here the elevator is starting at this point, means it should travel this 10 meters as well as it should travel this -350 meters. As it is going down, we will be taking negative values. So -350 and it is -10. It should travel this distance as well as this distance. So if you add both, you will get -360 meters. Okay, this is the total length that the elevator should travel. Now here the condition is the speed, the rate of speed of elevator is for 1 minute it is traveling -6 meters. Okay, as it is going down, we are taking in negative. Okay, now here our question is to find out the total time, means how much time it is taking to travel this total length -360 meter. Simple, -360 by, for 1 minute it is traveling for -6 meters. So minus is cancelled, 6 ones, 6 60s. Okay, so it is taking 60 minutes to travel this complete distance. Okay, 60 minutes is nothing but your 1 hour. So 1 hour time is taken to travel from 10 meters above the ground to 350 meters below the ground. So these word problems are very useful and these are compulsory asked in your 8 marks questions. Okay, so I hope you understood this video. If you understand, please like the video, share the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.